Alright, welcome to the stream. This is my first stream, so part of what I'm going to be doing today is making sure that the volume for the audio and everything is working properly. So, hello. So, yeah, like I said, just let me know about the audio. I want the audio for this game in particular to be kind of low, just because it's rather like it's got crackles in it, which is annoying to listen to. Which it doesn't seem to be a like an emulation thing. I think it's just the game itself, because I've fiddled around with the settings on the the game, and I couldn't get the crackles to go away. So I can only conclude that it's just like that, and you just don't notice when you're playing it on a Game Boy. But yeah, let's get started with the game. Okay, good. I fiddled around with the volume a little bit before starting. So, thank you. So, we'll get started with the game. We get this nice compressed cutscene at the start. So, this is the only version of this game I've ever played. Of course, the console version of it is more well known. But this is the only one I ever got, which, well, I actually did. I did play the original, but only briefly at a friend's house when I was a kid, years ago. And that's what made me want to get this version when I got a Game Boy Advance. This ended up being one of the first video games I ever had. And, I wasn't very good at it originally because, well, it was one of the first games I ever played. But it was pretty much the only thing I had to play for a long time. So I got pretty good at it. And I might be a little bit rusty at it now because it's been a couple years since I played it, but I have 100% completed the game several times, so I should know what I'm doing, and I should be able to show you some interesting things. So this is just kind of like a hub stage for the Pac-Man mazes that you get. Oh yeah, I always like the graphics in this game. This is yeah, so it's just kind of like a hub stage. You unlock later Pac-Man mazes, which are in these doors, except for one of them doesn't work, and so you can never unlock it. And there is a beta version of this game that was found recently. Somebody was showing me, or the guy who found it was showing me, and the fourth Pac-Man maze is in that version, but like unfinished. So it seems it was just time constraints that they couldn't get it in there. But there is stuff to do on this stage, which is why I'm still here. Keep messing up that jump. I did it the first time. Nope. I'm a little bit rusty still, like I said. Here we go. I think from one of these you can jump over there. Probably this one. This was a neat discovery when I was a kid. Yeah, the audio really stinks. That's why I have it so low. There we go. Alright, so that's everything here. It was fun when I was a kid to, realize that I could go up on the roofs and find fruit up there and everything. And then there's more stuff here. The actual tutorial stage comes after this, which is strange why they give you so much. So you'd really want to come back here later once you've, actually learned how to play the game. Yeah, I'm not making that. There's a way to get up there. Just gotta remember. I think you go from right here. No? There we go. Okay. It's been a few years since I did the my full playthrough of it, and that wasn't done live, so I was able to, you know, redo it as many times as I wanted to, so you wouldn't see me messing up so many times while I was trying to remember the control. It's not too bad. Well, I was able to figure it out as a kid. There we go. And then there's one extra thing up here. There's a butt bounce there. There we go. And there's the end. So in the console version, those coins were like an extra thing you collect, and for some reason in this version they made it into the stage exit. It's a little odd. So here you get these hints. So this is where you actually learn how to play. But there is a little secret up here. So again, you'd really have to come back here later once you actually knew what you were doing. I only know how to do that because I've played it so many times. There you go. I remember struggling a lot at this part, like this first jump here, because you gotta get like right on the edge here, and then you gotta perfectly do that bounce and grab it. And so, you know, as a little kid who hasn't really played video games a lot before, you can imagine how that would be. It took me a long time to get through this stage originally. There we go. There's that. And it was really satisfying to finally get through this stage, you know, after you've spent like, oh, well, I don't know how long I spent in it initially, but to actually, like, then there'd be more to the game after that, you know, like, after this has been all you know of the game for so long. Come on. It's a little bit harder to remember how to play a game while you're also trying to talk at the same time. There we go. So that sign there was explaining a move that's kind of pointless. A flip kick during a rev roll to stop yourself in midair. Well, I didn't need to do that there. So, oh yeah, and the hint signs are a little bit annoying because it's not like a button you press to activate them, they just activate themselves when you get near them. Like that. And then there's one hint up here which doesn't even have a sign and just activates itself in midair. Like that. Now we're swimming. I always like Pac-Man's swimming animation in this. Okay. Can't hit that button yet. So, yes. Another part of this game that starts to become apparent is the backtracking. So there's that button back there, and to get to that now I gotta do this over here and head back there. Now I can walk underwater. And now I just gotta wait for this to run out, which a thing I always like to do here was, well, kind of just a graphical glitch, where you start rev rolling now, and now he's just regular Pac-Man underwater. Hello. Yeah, so he's just regular Pac-Man underwater now, and then you can do that. It's kind of pointless, but I always like to do it, just cause. There we go. That's the backtracking part. There's gonna be a lot more of that. Hello, we're getting a pretty good amount of people watching. Alright. So, there's our first bottomless pit. And our second one. There we go. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies to the stages. Like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's one more fruit I forgot there. So, as I mentioned earlier, I've played this game a ton, so I know where everything is. All of the secrets and everything. There's a couple of extra glitches in this that I haven't done, and that I don't exactly know how to do, so I might not get to those ones. But I know there's at least one of these doors that you can actually skip. But I'd have to look that up again. There are a few glitches that I know that, whoops, that's not what you're supposed to do. There are a few glitches that I know and that I don't know if anybody else knows about them. I might have been the one to discover them, but I also might not have, so. There's that one. Oh yeah. This part, as a kid, always confused me, the wording here. Was hold B whilst stood on it, and see where it takes you. Yeah, this music originally, I don't think was for the, yeah, this music was not originally for the first stage of the game. This was for the underwater stages later. That were kind of, well, would have actually been foreboding. Because there's like, it's like supposed to be like dark and there's the sharks and everything. They took some liberties with which music to use where in this for some reason. Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, there we go, butt bounce. Here's the first enemy. Just a bear. And here's a bigger bear. He's too big to butt bounce. You can actually butt bounce. I'm not sure on the release date for this game. I have the instruction manual that I got out, and it does mention this game pack will only work with the Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS video game systems. So it was out by the time the DS was out. I know that at least. Get that health back. Here's another kind of problem with the game is the depth perception is a little odd. There we go. Oh yeah, to make bigger enemies, they just scaled the sprite. And these enemy designs, well, having never played the original version, I don't know if these enemies were in the original game or if they were made just for this. I know some of them, just like, you only see a couple of times and then never again. Oh yeah, here's the backtracking. Gotta go all the way back there for that lemon. Which I'll go ahead and do, because go ahead and do because it won't take that long. Well, I gotta get the lemon to open the crate. Really easy to fall into pits when you're not paying attention perfectly. Yeah, you gotta go all the way. All the way here. There's the lemon. I'm not sure if I'll do like all of this kind of thing, just for, you know, the sake of it being a nicer stream, and also because I already have video of getting everything. But I did want to at least give you some idea of what the backtracking is like, if you want to get everything. I don't even know what fruit I got out of that. we go. I remember this being like as far as I was able to get in the stage when I was younger. There's a banana crate, so we'll need to get a banana. A lot of back and forth. Yeah, another thing I'm always impressed, well, like, later on, something I was impressed with this game is just the style of it, because, like, well, when I was a kid, I didn't realize, you know, what a unique style of game this was to have, you know, kind of isometric 2D platformer like this. Because, well, since then, I've never seen any other game like this. I don't know if there are any others. I would think there would be others, because it can't be that unique, but at the same time, I've never seen it myself. And I know very likely no one would do a game in this style, at least not large studios, ever again, so it's a little bit interesting in that respect. Hello? Alright. Here's this button. Whoops, hold on there. I have to remember my controls, or else I'm gonna mess myself up. There we go. That activated... Did that activate the button over there? I looked away at the wrong time. Let's see. Oh, very careful. There we go. Activates that button. So this is all necessary backtracking. Which is one reason why I want to cut down on the extra backtracking for the for the stream. The animation speed on those elevators is a little inconsistent. Sometimes he goes really fast and sometimes he doesn't. Oh, and here's one of those weird enemies. I never knew what to even call these ones. I just call them blue donkeys, I think, when I was a kid. I don't know why I call it a donkey, but... This is the only... There's a couple of these on this stage, and then you never see them again. They breathe fire at you. And takes 2 hits, and then they turn into a bunch of bones, which is a little weird. Yeah, see, now he's walking slower on this one. That button just brings it back, so I'll skip that. There we go. There's stuff up there. And, oh yes, this is something I remember from when I was little, was this watermelon crate that you had to... This one you have to go way back to get. So I'll go ahead and skip that one for us. But I do want that extra life. We're not going to bother with that watermelon this time. Oh yeah, and here's one that confused me for a long time, is how do you get this orange? Because it's a little too high to get up from there. But I will show you how it is done. So actually, what you want to do is you want to come over here, and then you start the rev roll, and then like that. That one took a long time to figure out. I already did 100% before, so I think as a showcase with, you know, the way I'm doing it here, I think it's fine to skip some things. I mean, if you really want to see me doing all that backtracking, I can, but... Got him. Okay, so here's a glitch. So, usually to get back up there, you have to go around this long way here with this jump. You have to go, like, all the way back to the beginning of this area. So, the glitch here is there's a quicker way to get back here. So if you butt bounce and then get yourself up there, see how the camera went up? I think the game, still thinks that Pac-Man is up there. So now you can rev run, and it'll go up like that. That was a nice discovery when I was a kid. That was just like frustration to figure that one out because, you know, you don't want to go all the way back. So I just tried to force it to let me up there, and then it did, so. Oh, here's some ghosts. 2 orange ones. So what does this mean about the ghosts? Like, I always thought that they were like specific characters. This makes it out like the ghosts are just kind of like random creatures in the world of Pac-Man, and like there's more than one of each color. Buttons. And this is where that little glitch comes in handy. Because the game wants you to go back around the long way, which I don't know why it makes you do that, but you just use the glitch and speed that along. There we go. Now I'll have to go the long way. Whoever the developers were, I guess the way they wanted to lengthen the game out was just to make you have to go back and forth a lot. And the going back and forth wouldn't be so bad if the level wasn't so big. Like, this is a pretty lengthy stage. This, in fact, is one of the longer stages in the game, actually, just basically the first stage. In fact, I think this stage has more fruit than any of the other stages in the game. It might very well be the actual longest. So no wonder I got stuck on it for so long as a kid. We're almost to the end. Because I'm not doing the watermelon. I mean, you don't want to see me go back through the stage again for however far back the watermelon was, right? Like, you don't need to see me go do that, do you? So, here's the end. Yeah, only missed one, so I think that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. So yeah, so this whole game also uses a password system, of course. So, if we do a part 2 on this, then that's all I'll get back to where we were, is just with the password. Alright, so here's our second stage. This stage took me, like I said, forever to get to. And I got stuck at the beginning of this one for a long time too, because, see these platforms here? There's no explanation of these in the game. Like, there's no hint sign. They're not ever mentioned in the instruction manual. What you have to do is that. You have to butt bounce on them, and then they bounce you. So it took me forever to, like, I think I just accidentally figured that out. And then it was like, oh, now it makes sense. It's important to figure that out because those are, like, one of the main things in the game. So it's kind of weird that they left out explaining what they do. Let's see. I'll go back here, get some fruit. This watermelon crate I do want to open though because it has one of the Galaxian keys that'll open up the extra Pac-Man maze stage. Oh, that was close. Here we go. There's a strawberry up there. Got it. Yeah, in the console version, this stage was called, whoop, the stage is called Bedoing Forest, which references those bedoings I was talking about. There we go. And here it's just called treetops. So all reference to those, absolutely every reference to those was taken out for some reason. So you're left to your own devices. So there's a little extra area down here, I think. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, a little area down here. Keep the faith. Which crate? The watermelon one here? I don't have a watermelon yet. We're on the lookout for a watermelon. Yeah. Another backtracking thing. There, see, there's the watermelon. If I can actually jump to it. A little bit annoying when you walk off the edge and then press A and it just sends you down. There we go. This stage is, well, you'll notice there's some foreground objects here, which you'd think would get in the way, but they don't actually. They seem to have done a good job with keeping them out of your way. Or, well, maybe they are, and I'm just so used to them. I don't notice. Yeah, they do put... This is the only stage in the game that does that too, I believe. The game, it does, like... It seems a lot more unfinished the farther you get into it. Like, they seem to... If they were going at a good pace at the beginning here, everything seems pretty good. Other than, like I kept talking about with the bedoings not being explained, but... and there was some weird grammar. There we go. I got the Galaxian maze. So we'll do that after I finish the stage. This stage is a little bit complicated to 100% complete too, so I won't worry too much about doing that either. Some of the stages I think I will do 100%, like the first stage I did. Just because they're simple enough. There we go. Oh, close. Yeah, I think this game was pretty well translated to the Game Boy Advance. It's a little simplified, but I think overall it's pretty good. I really like the art style they went with for it too. It's pretty unique. There's a steel ball again, so you can be invincible to the fire. There we go. It's not too long. It's maybe 5 or 6 hours maybe on a slow pace. Oh. And when I was a kid, of course, it took me a really long time. Like, months. I have a video series of it on YouTube. I think the longest section was maybe like 40 minutes for one of the worlds. Oh, one more hit and I'm dead, so I better be careful. I think I'm gonna skip this lemon crate. We don't really need to go back for that one. Although I think that crate, oh dang, it fell. I think that crate has fruit that's needed for one of the other crates later, but again, I don't. It's not too important. We're just gonna try and get through the game and show you some things. Is that? There's an extra life, I need that. There's the lemon. There's actually two paths here. There's one down below here as well. I'm just going to do the one path this time. And you have to do, I believe, you have to do one and then the other. You can't finish either because then you'll be stuck and you can't go back and do the other one. So that's what I meant by it being a little complicated. There's some missable things here, which we're just going to miss because I don't mind too much this time. There's some health. There you go. Gotta be careful. I wonder if I'll end up with a game over on this. Like I said, last time I played it, I was able to, or I wasn't doing it live, so if I made any mistakes, I could just, you know, rewind and then do it over again. Which I could still do, but I'd like to just play it. Saw blades. Yeah, the hitboxes on the saw blades are a little annoying. Well, let's go up here. So this is a little silly. To get that banana, you have to fall off the platform over here and then do all that stuff with the saw blades again, so I think we'll skip that. Then you just gotta do a leap of faith. There you go. Hold on, please don't touch me, saw blade. There we go. There's a little thing over here with the ghosts. This is more like, you know, like a Pac-Man maze. I like that they throw this in here. I think this is the only one that's like this, though. There's more sections with ghosts, but this is the only one that's set up like a little maze, like the original game. That's fun. Got him. Thought I could sneak past that, but I can't. There we go. So this stage was in the console game, but the console game also had underwater stages, as I mentioned, which is where the music from the previous stage came from, as I talked about. But those are skipped. The underwater stages are kind of fused with the ice stages later on. There's one stage that has a lot of swimming, and it has the sharks. That's about it. There's an extra area I skipped over here on the left. So this one isn't going to be very complete. Yeah, 23 out of 34 fruits that time. Moving along. So here's our first boss. Which, the boss again was something that took me forever because I couldn't figure out how to beat him originally. Now he's really easy. And so the boss here is Inky, as you can see, the blue ghost. And he's just in this little machine thing. They changed the bosses completely. Originally, all four of the ghosts were in it, and the first one was the orange one, and he had this big frog machine thing that he was in. In this one, all the ghosts, well, you only get 3 of the ghosts, and they're all in these little exact same machine things. They just have different attacks. And then they added the tree Wormwood, which, as I understand it, was just like a background character in the console version as a boss. Hold on, hey. Yeah, you just gotta bounce on his head. Oh, close. Come on. There we go. Oh, I messed up my chance there. Just to hit him again once he's down on the ground. So I'm still a little rusty at this because it's been so long since I played. Come on. He's gonna get me, isn't he? He was talking about how easy he was. Yeah, I did mention earlier there was just the more ghosts that were just the same colors. But then there's the main character ghosts are here too, so I don't know what's going on. Wait for him to get on the ground. Moving on the ground. Come on. There we go. I broke it. It's like you could still use a close shave. Pac-Man doesn't have anything to shave. Come on. Come at me. Here we go. Now I got the golden strawberry. That's it. He's done. Okay, I didn't die, so that's good. Alright, let's move on to the ice stage. Now this was really impressive once I got to here. And then at this point, I think I managed to get through the whole rest of the game. Or actually, as I immediately fall in the water. So that's frozen water, you can't swim in this water. Or, well, it's not frozen, but you know, it's like cold. If I want to, I can grind for extra lives here. You can exit the stage and your lives will stay there, so you can just keep going in and out and get extra lives over and over. If there's a stage where there's one right there, or there's two right here, so I could just, I could do it twice. But, I won't, I think I'll be fine. These enemies, the Rams, I know were in the full game because they have an actual name. They're called Rev Rams, which are supposed to, supposedly they're supposed to like rev roll around like you can, but here they just stay in one spot and they headbutt you. Oh, come on. Ah. Those bears look like if Crash Bandicoot did the werehog thing instead of Sonic. They do look a bit like Crash, but I never thought of that before. Those fish are interesting because later on in the game there's fireballs that work the exact same way, except for they pop out of lava. And they have very similar animation too, so I think they're probably just the same object, but just graphics swapped. Fireballs and fish are the same thing. The ice here is a little bit annoying. I don't know how well that comes across here, but Pac-Man never stops moving when he's on the ice, so that's a little obnoxious. Let's skip that bear. Skip that bear and get the pear. I don't have a lemon yet. Ah, got him. Almost killed me. I need some of those wedges. Oh, he killed me. Good job. Need to get a little better about not losing my lives here. What did I just say? And right down the pit. Right down the pit again. That's why I was talking about the ice being annoying. Better not get a game over here. It's supremely annoying right here. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's not very nice. You saying Pac-Man is hollow inside? Maybe Pac-Man does have feelings. Hey there. Oh, these platforms are really bad. You have limited space and Pac-Man won't stop moving on them. Get away from those. There's that lemon. No way I'm going all the way back there for that. This is one of those games where it doesn't keep track of like fruits you've already gotten. So if you want to get all the fruits in the stage, you gotta get them all in one go. Oh, I don't like those tiny platforms with the ice. They're giving me a hard time today. There's a watermelon. Can I stand down there? I can't tell. I'm not gonna risk it because I only got one life left. Yeah, I could stand down there, but it wasn't very clear. The stage is pretty short, at least compared to the ones we just did. I think after this I will grind for a few extra lives, just to be sure we're okay. No! Oh, I hit the same fish twice, from two different directions. Yeah, I'm not going back there. Sorry. Sorry, game. Not this time. Alright. There's the exit. 19 out of 25. There's the password. No, thank you. It was actually pretty easy to get it set up. Alright, now here's Avalanche. This is my favorite song in the game, although, well, I like it better when it's not all crackly. They reused this song on the final boss, too. That's a genre of music I was unaware of. Okay, killed that one. I gotta be careful. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna grind for extra lives. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, and you can do the time trial mode. I've never done because you don't get anything for it. Are we going to invent that music genre, cracklecore? Let's just do that a couple times to get some lives. Very convenient that they put them there right there at the start. Sometimes when you pause in this game, well, we haven't seen it yet because I haven't paused very often, but sometimes when you pause, the graphics will be all silver instead of yellow like they're supposed to, which is an odd glitch. I don't know what causes it, so I don't know if we'll see it. Oh yeah, I can just exit. What am I doing? One more. I should get a set. Oh, there the HUD went weird for a second. Did you see that? Alright, that should be 9. If I lose 9 lives, then that's my fault. Alright, here we go. Bear. The next stage after this one is a longer one. This one's pretty short, but it's kind of intense, as the music would suggest. Unlike the last time, there was the intense music, and it was just a regular, just the tutorial stage. The keyboard. My keyboard is still acting weird, yeah. It's thankfully not affecting anything right now. I'm using a Xbox One controller at the moment for this. Really bad crackles on this part in particular. And here comes the Avalanche, which is just a big snowball. I'm doing all this with no health points. Or wedges, as they call it, specifically. And here, if you stand here, you can see the next one just sitting up there, waiting to fall. And it pops in and out. Can I get down there? I don't have an apple, do I? Nope. I wonder if I can trick this into falling and then get... Oh yeah, there is a way to... If you can jump and grab the ledge, it'll just go past you. There you go. Feeding the system again. Oh, here's a wedge. I needed one of those. Speaking of what the things are called in this game, I have the original instruction manual here with me, and I was looking at it earlier, and twice in it, it uses the phrase killer score. You're going to try and, you're playing and trying to get a killer score, it says. There's a lot of like weird typos and inconsistencies in it. Like, refers to the crates both as crates and treasure chests. Oh yeah, we were looking at that manual together. Oh, here's the next snowball. This one's small. This one's the actual like size of the sprite. Like you might have noticed, the other ones look like scaled up. This one is just a regular size. We're just gonna skip that again. Let me get the cherry. What was that weird hitbox? There is another Galaxian key on this stage, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Assuming I can. I might have skipped the necessary fruit. We'll find out here. I don't know if there is a necessary fruit, which is what we'll find out in a second. We will at least get the, we'll go look at the one I did unlock. I don't need to get all of them, because they're all pretty much the same. Although there is, I hope we can get this one, because there's some weird background nonsense that happens. Get some weird colors and stuff going on in the background at one part. Yeah, we're not gonna get that one. Oh well. If you really want to see that one, it's in my video series that I did on YouTube. Whoops! Well, that was a good run without losing any lives. Oh, there's the lemon. Great. If I'd gone a little bit further... Now I can't get it because I already activated that line of pack dots, darn it. It's so close. Alright, there's stage. Okay. Let's go look at the other one I did unlock. So we're gonna go back to the first stage, Pac Village. And here it is, it's open. This is basically just Pac-Man, but with this game's graphics. And you got those little indicators showing where the ghosts are. And you got your pack dots, or power pellets, I mean. He kind of eats the pack dots to the tune of the music too, which I like. The power pellet oh, you can get them in their ghost box. No, you can only... The controls in this are just like the original Pac-Man. No jumping, it's just running around. And he just runs on his own too, just like regular Pac-Man. He only just turns when you tell him to turn. Yeah. There's not really any point to this though, other than, as it says in the manual, to get a killer score. Ah. So yeah, we were just looking at that one the other day. That was Baby Pac-Man. Yeah, the little death animation for Pac-Man is a little more intense than it was in the original game. Nope, they got me. Loses his arms and legs and then turns inside out. Alright, we'll get out of here. So, let's see. How long we've been going for? Okay, we can go a little longer. Or I could keep going quite a bit longer. I think I might want to go like, it'll be about 2 hours is fine. And here's a hint sign. Another interesting thing is the instruction manual says the hint signs are only on the bare basic stage. But there's one here. And so this is why you can't swim down in, because there's like a current bubbling up. You have to get the steel ball so you'll be heavy. What is this? What is this stuff you're putting in my chat room? This is my first day here and you're already putting that stuff in there. Important to who? Get that guy. I thought about speedrunning this game before, but then I considered like I considered like because there's a password system. Can I count that in the speedrun and have the speedrun be just you put in the password that goes to the final boss, and then you just do the final boss and do that as quickly as possible? Is that what would count as the any percent? This is you've all started an interesting conversation. Password percent, there you go. Oh, come on, come on, come on, get me all the way down there. There we go. So this is the stage I was telling you about that is kind of like a combination of the underwater stages from the console game and the ice stages. Here you got the jellyfish. These enemies only appear on this stage. There's a lot of stuff that's only on like one stage. And the background here is odd, like it seems like you're on like a mountain or something, and that's what it shows on the main map. But what is this background? It looks like you're in like an icy cave. And then there's like the ocean. Like what is this? Like, jellyfish aren't exactly known for living in cold water, and neither are sharks, so... a little bit odd. All they get here is a 1-up, but, I mean, that's good. I need 1-ups. Oh, man. Shark biting me. That shark creepy enough for you? And, apparently Pac-Man can breathe underwater. There's some lore for you. I don't want to deal with that. Thank you very much. So here you're supposed to go on this, here you're supposed to go on this elevator, but if I remember correctly, you can just skip it. Like this. Ta-da! Look at that. Ta-da! It acts like you fell to your death at first, but then you don't. More steel ball. Well, see, I could speedrun this game because I know all the skips. And I can do my favorite rev running thing underwater. Are you sure he isn't human? Because in the manual it calls him a man. I mean, his name is Pac-Man. See, if you want to get into speedrunning, you gotta pick a game that nobody else is speedrunning, so that you can have the record for it, even if you stink at it. All you gotta be is, you know, half decent, and you can probably keep it. Pac-Man is not man species. That sounds weird. Speedrun the games you've made. Yes, there you go. That's the best way to do it. And put program special things into the game so that only when you are playing it, and you get the speeds that you want. The game runs faster when you're playing it. Not cheating if you made the game. All this for one apple. Oh, here's a fun spot. Just put in like a facial recognition thing that sticks in only when it sees your face. And then the game goes faster for you. Make masks of you. Okay, make it a fingerprint scanner. Are people gonna get your fingerprint? This stage is kind of long. Steal your fingers. My favorite platform again. Come on. No, no, no. Oh my gosh. Those ghosts have hats. They're different. Hats and mittens, and they throw snowballs. Original characters. Oh no! That's how you do it. I like Pac-Man's kick. Yeah! Pac-Man does have some cool moves, I gotta admit. These are the moves that I wanted him to have in Super Smash Bros. He doesn't do any of these moves. Like, he should have had the butt bounce, he should have had the flip kick, the rev roll. Well, I couldn't give him the rev roll because that's too much like Sonic, I guess. I didn't realize how fast this game goes when you're not backtracking everywhere. Well, rollout's a little different too. Rollout's not quite like Sonic either. It doesn't have, like, you know, the charge up. Let's see. Alright, I can go for about another hour. Well, let's do this boss and then do the fire area, and then I'll leave the end of the game for next time. This one's a little trickier. So there's they have Pinky be this weird kind of like it's like interested in Pac-Man. Like says, if I can't have you, nobody will. Whoops, darn it. So what you gotta do here is you have to kick the snowballs. You gotta go through the dialogue every time. Come on. Don't do that to me. Nice depth there with Pac-Man standing in front of something he's supposed to be behind of. Come on. Kick him. Maybe I do have to stand up here and kick him. I know at one point you do have to hide down there. Oh, he kicked it backwards. Get off the ice. Kicked it sideways. Like that doesn't matter which way you're facing, it'll always kick towards Pinky. What the heck are those ones doing? Throw them at me. Come on. I keep wanting to duck, but there's no duck in this game. Pac-Man can't duck. Confirmed. This is no way to treat a lady. I'm through playing with you. Now there's a laser. Easily avoided. Easily avoided, I say, as I get hit. And we gotta do it again, darn it. Come on, give me those snowballs. Get this over with. Come on. This is about as advanced as the boss battles get. Like this one has the most stuff happening. The next one is way simpler. So as I said, they kind of ran out of juice as they went along. I think either got tired, or there was more time constraints, or both. It's kind of annoying. The ice physics continue while you're in the air. Or like, if you were standing on the ice and then you stand on the boss, you still have the slipperiness, so that's kind of annoying. Come on, don't kill me again. I got this. Oh, we're doing this again. I think I can just, this time I can just run away until the laser starts and then do what I was doing earlier. There we go. Got it. The golden apple. Well, you mean the whole machine is intangible? Alright, let's go to Into the Volcano. This is a stage I always liked. This is also easy to grind lives on, if needed. They have pretty nice graphics on this part, I think. This is probably one of the nicer looking parts of the game. You can't wipe your feet on glass. Have you ever tried to wipe your feet on glass? Maybe. If I end up falling in the lava here, you'll see a nice animation where Pac-Man, like, turns to ash and falls apart. Yesterday, reminds me yesterday you were, well, you're the one who was like, want to see a picture of Wario burning to death? Well, here's Pac-Man burning to death. Oh yeah, so this door here, there is a way to skip it. I don't remember how. I haven't ever done it myself, I've only seen it. Maybe there's a way to flip over it. I'm not gonna spend too long trying to mess around with this. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Check that out. That was a good one. That was great. I'm glad I managed that one. Climbs over nothing. That is a little, yes! There's a good little insight on how the game works there, how the door works. Like, it seems like it's just an invisible wall extended out above it that keeps you from going over. But if you get to the top of the invisible wall, then it lets you over. Oh yeah, and see this enemy here? I never figured out what to call them. I just called them, like, fire gorillas. Because it kind of looks like a gorilla, doesn't it? I mean, what else do you call that? It seems to be just made out of rock, because maybe it's a rock gorilla. What did it ever do to you? Well, here we have dueling opinions on it. The Goron ancestor. Funky like a monkey. You're saying it's the ancestor Funky Kong. The light speed dash. You think Pac-Man's butt would get sore after all this butt bouncing? It better not be a I was just gonna say, there better not be a drawing of like Pac-Man with a realistic butt. That wouldn't be right. I remember when I posted my my playthrough, my 100% complete playthrough. There's a couple of people who told me there were some techniques I used that they didn't realize, like using the flip kick to extend your jump a little bit. Oh, don't worry, I wasn't going to Google it. I don't want to see that picture, if it exists. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, really. Got it? And here's our first portal, which is in this game for some reason. This game has portals. Something else I'd like to play, or something I'd like to stream sometime, is a game I haven't played before, was Pac-Man World 3 on the DS. Oh no! What have you done? But yeah, since I played Pac-Man World 2 on Game Boy Advance, it seems fitting to play Pac-Man World 3 on DS. I would like to stream my first time playing that. That would be a different stream. It wouldn't be me, you know, like explaining all the little intricacies about the game. It would be more like my live reactions. And I already have planned I'm going to do that with Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures on Super NES. That should be interesting. I haven't played that game before. We'll see what I think of it. I just am interested in it because it's got some ridiculous animations. Oh, so there's a door. I don't think you can skip this one because there's no way to get above it. Oh, please. The next game I want to stream will be another Game Boy Advance game. I'm going to do SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on the Game Boy Advance, which was another game that I got. One of the first games I got. It was one of the first ones. I got it alongside this one. And if anyone has any suggestions of things they'd like to see me play, then I can do that too. I was thinking about Pac-Man Championship Edition too, because I like that one too, and go along with the Pac-Man theme I've got going so far. I think Pac-Man World was kind of an interesting attempt to make something new with the Pac-Man mechanics, because, you know, they've got the fruit and they've got the dots, which are kind of like the coins in this. They've got the ghost, and then there's some specifically Pac-Man World mechanics, like the butt bouncing and the kicking. Lots of those guys. There's the exit. I've got to unlock the door so I can hit the so I can not fall off, so I can hit the button and unlock that moving platform. You'd think they'd want to make the moving platforms out of something other than wood here. Alright, we've unlocked that door. Now we've got to go all the way around, then come all the way back. Let's do it. I've got another, on the next stage I have another skip I can do. It's not necessarily a glitch, but just a thing that you can do to bend the game to your will. Which is, that's what I like to think of, like, speedrunning and doing glitches and stuff as, is you're just, like, you're bending the game to your will, taking control of the game. You don't have to follow the game's rules. You make the game follow your rules. There we go. I'll stream this game again Thursday, and we'll finish off the game. Well, hopefully a couple of those ending stages get really hard. Well, I think I can do it in one stream. It shouldn't be that hard, but I might need to grind up some lives again, basically, for the last stage. Because it's kind of a very long stage with a lot of very difficult jumps and instant kills. The bosses are pretty easy though. The bosses never get that difficult. So I got this game when I was in 3rd grade, I believe, and I beat it for the first time when I was in 6th grade. So it took me a while. And now I can basically beat it in 2 days. Or 1 day if I was just gonna play for longer. So I think that's a good good example of how much better I've gotten. I remember Pac-Man World was a big thing with me and my friends when I was in elementary school, like 3rd grade. And like we'd do like the poses like Pac-Man would do, like we'd stand like him here, like that, with like the arms at the side. And then we'd try and do like Pac-Man's run, stuff like that. I remember standing in line with a friend for something in school, and we were trying to stand like Pac-Man. Hey. Oh yeah, and here's the Pukas from Dig Dug. They're enemies in this. That was, speaking of Smash Bros from earlier, that was another thing I liked in Smash Run on Smash Bros 3DS was the Pukas as enemies. And if you stand next to them, they'll blow themselves up. Like that. Come on, do it again. And they just infinitely reappear. So you can just, if you wanted to go for like maximum score, you could just sit here and do this, because see, it counts up your score every time. They never stop. If you wanted to go for like 999,999 or whatever the maximum is, you could do that there if you really wanted to. Pac-Man enjoys life. Of course he loves jumping. Yes, a killer score. Just like the manual said. You get a killer score by being a killer to Pukas. That's what they meant. I already messed up here. There's a missable thing at the beginning there with that cherry. You had to get the cherry first and then do the oh, there Pac-Man burned to death. This stage is called Volcano Panic. In the console game, it's called Volcanic Panic. I don't know why they changed it to that. Volcanic Panic makes more sense anyway. The next stage is a pun name. It's called Magma Opus. Alright, here's the skip coming up. So there's these 2 platforms. You're supposed to hit that button to make them move. So it really doesn't save a lot of time because, well, all that happens is there's a little, like, basically... No, it didn't ever give me nightmares, but that was funny. I was the kind of kid who thought that was funny. So, well, I'm definitely not saving time now because I stopped here to talk, but, so usually you're supposed to hit that button there. You can skip pressing the button and just go like this and do the kick, and there you go. It would save time if you didn't stop there and like talk about Pac-Man's death animation. But only a little bit. It would just skip a little cutscene where the camera pans over to show them moving. Alright. Well, we'll see if I'm still on here when you get back. Alright, let's see. So, this was a platform that always confused me when I was little. You have, like, particular you have to be to get on there. The depth is a little weird. It looks like I should be going on there, right? Well, only if you're very particular. And this is a necessary platform to get onto, too, so that's a little weird. Or actually, no, it isn't. Yeah, you don't actually have to do that. Well, let's see. Where does this take me? Just over here for an orange, okay. That was... yeah, didn't really need to do that one. This is called Volcano Panic, which, as I mentioned earlier, in the original version of the game was called Volcanic Panic, which makes more sense because it's got the rhyme in it. Nope, I messed it up that time. That's what I get for trying to do it twice in a row. You gotta be hanging off the edge. Well, now I can't do it. I'm gonna give it one more try, and then I'll just do it the right way. There we go. Okay. You can't hang off the edge on those, so you gotta really get on there. Alright, this is a stage I got stuck on for a long time as a kid. This part in particular that we're getting to now. But it's not so bad now. There's a lot of back and forth, as you will see. And there's those fireballs I mentioned earlier that are exactly like the fish from earlier. The graphics they have for the lava are pretty good, actually. I like how they did that. It's just, you know, the changing colors to make it look like it's flowing. It works well. I remember, I just had a memory of playing this stage as a kid, like, I don't remember if I wanted to go outside or if I was made to go outside, but I brought the game with me and was playing it outside, and you know, the Game Boy Advance, well, it was the Game Boy Advance SP, which is not really meant for being played outside, so it's kind of hard to see it, and I was at this part of the stage trying to complete it. I don't think I made it through it that time, but I played this game a lot as a kid. I remember finally beating the stage, I think it was at night. That's about all I remember about it, and was probably again like pacing around because it was like, I would get really into it, you know, like, oh man, I'm gonna beat the stage. Another game I should do from my childhood around that time was this game called Speedy Egbert. It was originally called, or the actual name for it is Speedy Bloopy, which I recently found all of the games in that series, which I didn't know it was a series. I only had the one game of it I played, but all of them are available for free online now, so I can easily hook that up and we could play that one too. That was an old PC game from 1998 or 1999, I think, and I was playing it in the early 2000s. That was my first game with a level editor in it. Oh, whoops. This is a very slow part of the game, right here. There's another stage very similar to this with the same music later on that is similarly slow. This is probably my least favorite stage in the game, as well as, well, the other one is kind of I might like it a little less, just because it's kind of long and slow and boring. The next one after this is another one I like, though. And we'll do that stage and the boss after it. And leave the last world for next time. Which will probably be shorter, so I might have another game ready for us next time. Yeah! There's quite a bit of backtracking you can skip because it's, like I've mentioned before, because it's just for 100% completion, so I'm not doing all of that. But there is quite a lot of backtracking that you just have to do to get through the stage. And I think this stage is one of the worst for that, as you can see here. And that's why it's so slow. Whoops. Sorry, Pac-Man. There we go. There's a lot of lemon crates. Oh, come on. Jumped a little too far. This is a tricky part. You gotta bounce on the hill. There we go. I remember, yeah, this is a part. So, that part we were just on was the part I couldn't get past originally, and then I would manage to get through that and get to here, and then this part would kill me because it's got these difficult hills to bounce on. And then you gotta press all these buttons. They really had a lot of just kind of padding, I guess is what you'd refer to it as, on the stages. I don't think this is a puzzle, but it might be. Yeah, this is a puzzle. You gotta press the right button. Oh boy. And you gotta sit here and wait for the camera to pan over all of them every time. They really slow you down on this one. Gotta be the middle one, right? Yeah. Now we got the moving platform. So not only is there the awful compression on the music, but also, they're all shortened. The main version of the game has, much longer, or the music is much longer. Here you just kind of get short loops of the music. Alright, I gotta do this again. How many times I gotta make you do the same exact, like, jump? Like, okay, I already did it once. Okay, so this platform over here, I believe, is just for an extra thing. Whoops, careful. That was a good save. The exit should just be up ahead. I think. Let's hope so. I'm about ready to be done with this stage. Nope, you do gotta go over there. Darn. Or maybe not. No. Okay. Okay, good. I got a little confused for a second. Oh no! Whoops! I'm starting to run out of lives again. We'll go pick up some more before I go to the next stage then. There's one. There's only 14 fruits on that stage. Alright, let's go pick up some lives. Actually, easiest one is just this one. A life, and then a life. Let's do this a couple times. Remember once when I was a kid, I did this enough times to end up with 99 lives because I really wanted a lot of lives. Nice of them to put so many one-ups right at the start of the stage. Okay, one more and we should be good. Alright. Magma Opus. Same music again. Console version of the game have more songs in it too, I believe. Or at least like variations. Yeah, I sat there and did that a long time to get that many lives. come on. Already lost one. That darn spider. For the killer score. Never letting that one go. Because they used the term killer score twice. Whoever was writing that manual really liked that term. Come on, get over here. Here we go. There's some new enemies on this stage. They're like these little plants. Oh, come on. I got squished on the ledge by the platform. Oh yeah, they're like these little plants, and they shoot pukas that explode. They're called puka plants. Very odd concept. Well, they just don't let up with the backtracking, do they? Forgot how much of that there was. There's really got to be just the main complaint with the game, though. The rest of it's pretty good. But if you don't like backtracking, you really won't have a good time with this. So I do not suggest this game if you don't like backtracking. And if you are maybe a little worried about the issue of depth perception being a little tricky. Like if you ever played Super Mario RPG and you know how, or the Mario and Luigi games, and you know how difficult jumping can be in that sometimes because you can't exactly tell where you're going all the time. Well, in those games it's not so bad because it's not really the main focus of the game, and you can't like die. You can't like you can't fall to your death doing that kind of thing. So here it can be frustrating. Let's see. There's the puka plant. It's got a really long tongue. I forgot about that part. It kind of looks a little bit like a pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, and there it goes shooting the pukas. It's so weird. Oh, come on. Those kind of like little flame-shaped enemies make more sense here than they did earlier on in the game. And here there's kind of some branching paths here, so I'm not exactly sure if I'm going the right way at the moment. It looks like I am. Aw, come on. He bit me. Whoops. That's a tricky platform. You see that it took like longer to load that death than other times for some reason. What does this button do? Sends me back. I like the way Pac-Man like flaps his feet. Well, the puka plant was doing a little dance or something there. Where are we going? This is where I was before. Yeah, this is where I was. Well, what the heck was all that for? Some of the B-doings you just bounce off of automatically. You don't actually have to butt bounce on them. Right now I've got an orange. Now where am I actually supposed to go? I've done this before, so I'm sure I'll figure it out. I like the color scheme on this stage. I like that purple. Alright, let's just head over here. This has got to be it, right? There's another puka plant. Got it. There's a Galaxian key on this stage. We'll see if we can get it. Alright, so all that stuff I did was just extra. Which is what I was trying to avoid doing a lot of, but sometimes you just kind of, you end up doing it. Okay, so the Galaxian key is here. If you're very careful, there you go. There it is. So we'll go check that out too before I end the stream. Great. That's kind of tricky there. Get another shot at going up here. Alright, gotta be very careful. Here we go. So I like that unlike Super Mario Bros, it's not really a trick to get a whole lot of extra lives. They're just kind of there for you. Aw, why'd you gotta do it that way? It can be. Especially if you're not used to it, or the way it works in this game. Oh, man. Not so much stressful at this point as an annoyance to go back and forth, you know. They had some nice reuse of sprites in this though, because like on the snow areas there was, these little particles were white and they looked like little snowflakes flying around. Well, they just colored them red, now they're ashes from the lava. I can appreciate little things like that in games like this. Alright, so what do we gotta do here? We're getting close to the end. I'll go up this way. Gotta unlock this door. Wonder if we can get past it like that other one? I don't think so, but I'll give it a couple shots. It would be really nice if I could get past this one. Looks like I'm not really high enough up, and I don't have a good angle. Can't get over it. One more try. Nope. Or I'm not even getting close there, I just noticed. Yeah, okay. No skipping that one. You gotta do it the right way. At least it wasn't too painful to do that one. Don't have to backtrack twice. Whoops. I don't think I can get back that way. I have to go this way. Okay. Almost there. I think we're done with backtracking on this stage. I hope. Oh no. Pac-Man likes eating. Oh, there's quite a bit left actually. I forgot all this part. Oh boy. This is going to be the end of the stage though, right? It can't go on forever. I believe that's the end there. So our goal is to activate that platform. Whoa, hold on there, Pac-Man. Got the puka plant. Okay, well, I might not have to do all that other stuff there. That might be just extras. I hope it's extras. I've said that a couple of times and found out it wasn't, so... Pac-Man, you went too far. Eight tries left. Well, let's see what's down here. Nice transparency there with just dithering. Well, I guess that's how they do the shadows too. Just dithering. We're not going that way. There we go. Hold on. Gotta be very careful. There's the exit. There we go. Pretty good. There's a nice password. Werfel bullshit. Remember that one. Alright, let's see our other maze we just got. Oh yeah, so here's the one with the weird background actually. So you, for some weird reason, you unlock the ice one from the lava stages, and you unlock the lava one from the ice stages. So if I go to the upper right hand corner, you can see the weird background I was talking about earlier. There you go. Look at that. It's like these weirdly colored clouds, and it just cuts off to black. Somebody didn't finish that. Well, less programming and more like art direction. So it might just have like the wrong palette or something loaded for it. That might be programming. Could just be being read improperly or something, yeah. Because, like, if you go into the GPU viewer on here, you can see all the tile sets that are loaded, and some of them are for things that aren't being used, and so they get weird colors like that. Might be something along those lines. But we don't need to keep doing this one. You've got the idea. You should patch it. It's a little late for that. Maybe we can patch it. Do a fan patch of Pac-Man World 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Alright. This boss is much easier than the previous one. Even though, yeah, it's a lot less complicated. My machine's body is impervious to your rev roll. The funny thing about that is that all of the bosses are impervious to the rev roll. That's not special to him. So this one you just gotta run away until he gets a little lower and then you just flip kick him. Make this boss a little more interesting, maybe. I mean, this is it. Like, time to turn up the heat, he says. Just gotta kick him before he does anything. Oh, come on. Don't tell me I'm missing... What?! I missed every single one of those. Thanks for the hit detection there, game. Yeah, you just sit still. Let me up there. Come on. I'm getting all the worst glitches. I'm not getting glitches that are beneficial like earlier. I'm getting the ones that make the game frustrating. There we go. There we go. You are harder to fry than I thought. Now you've made me mad. I can see the others didn't stand a chance. Time for me to stop taking chances and be done with you. Oh boy. How am I doing this? Are you going to stop eventually? Okay, thank you. There we go. Boy, that was really something else there. Oh boy. Well, that's definitely a good place to stop then, isn't it? Keep note of what that password I got there was. Or here, I can do a save, I think. There we go. Pac-Man Battle Royale. Alright, well, that can be our stopping point for this one, so thanks to everyone for showing up. Had a good time, I hope you did too. We will do this again on Thursday and finish up the game. So, see you then. I think I'll be doing it about the same time on Thursday as well. So, thanks for watching.